Okay, today I'm going to show you how to replace a lock ribbon on an iPhone 4S. If you did want a professional to book the job in for you, or you want to buy any of the parts or tools included in this video, just click the link in the description below. So to begin with, if you remove the two pencil-shaped screws in the base of the iPhone, just remove the back, slide it from the base and pull away. Once you've done this, you need to switch to a star head screwdriver and remove the 4 screws holding the screen protector in. Pull away from the top and leave it with the screws you took out. Once you've done this, you can remove the charge port cover and then simply pick the charge port ribbon away with your fingernail or a tool from the kit. Once that's away, remove the 2 further screws that hold the battery in place. And as we did with the charge port cover, just flick it off from the side, making sure that the aerial cover goes with the screw it came out from. Once that's done, you can get a case opening tool or a spade tool and pry the battery out from the right hand side. After this, if you switch to a flathead screwdriver and remove the 2 circuit board screws from noticing the smaller one goes in the base and the long flathead is covered by the Wi-Fi cover just up there. Once you've removed those 2 flathead screws, you can go to the rest of the circuit board screws. One in the centre, one to hold the vibrator in place, and a further one located just underneath the camera. With that last one, you will need to remove the small gold clip at the top and place it with the screw it came from. Once you've done this, you can start unclipping the ribbons, starting with the aerial at the bottom, the Wi-Fi antenna just there, the 2 screen ribbons, and a further 3 towards the top of the circuit board. After this, simply get your SIM opener tool, push firmly on the side of the phone, and remove the SIM card. Once that's done, you're ready just to lift the circuit board out of the phone, like so. And now we can see where the lock ribbon's going to go. So for this, just above the speaker here, there's a small cover, which you'll need to get tweezers just down the side or on the top. And just pull away like that, like so. Once that's then out, there's a small plastic cover that can just be flicked up again and brought back down. Once it's bent back, it can release the speaker. It's always good just to know which way all the pins go for when you're putting it back in. Once you've done this part, there are 2 screws that hold the lock ribbon in. It's okay to bend the ribbon as long as it's between the 2 dotted lines just there. Once you've done that, you can remove the 2 screws just there that hold the lock button. One. And 2. And then simply push down from the top first so you can get your fingernail in. or a pair of tweezers if it's easier. and pull up like that. It is stuck down with quite strong adhesive, so if you just be patient so you don't rip it. Okay, at this point you're now ready to buy the new lock ribbon from the link in the description below, like this one. So you can begin by peeling off the cover, place it in the same way it came off from, just because it's easier to orientate yourself. Remove the adhesive off the back and line up the two holes on the top of the ribbon with the two black holes on the bracket. Like so. Once you've got to that bit, remove the second patch of adhesive and fold it over. Like so. You're now ready to install it, so you can remove the next strip. It's probably easier if you locate it over the lock button first. Like so. And you can begin to put the two screws back in the top of the phone. Give it a quick click to check that it feels alright, and then once you've got to this stage you can fold the ribbon to go underneath the screen ribbons and press the base of the ribbon onto the chassis where the speaker will be located. Best thing to do next is to take your speaker, remembering which way up it was, and place it in the bottom. Okay, now you can just fold the ribbon back over once you've removed the adhesive strip. Once you're happy that's back in position, you can take a metal clip starting from one side and make sure push down and you can go just a crack in place. Like so. Yep. Once you're at this stage, you can put the circuit board back in the phone. Once you have the boards in, start by putting the middle screw in first, just to secure it. And then you can fold the screen ribbons over. Followed by base ribbons. And the Wi-Fi one as well. You can then switch back to the flathead screwdriver and replace the 2 circuit board screws, remembering to put the longer one in the top of the board. Followed by the shorter one in the base. Once that's in, take your tweezers and locate the aerial back over the circular hole and just clip it down into place like so. If you then continue by replacing the rest of the circuit board screws, it's easier to use tweezers just to replace the gold clip at the top as it is quite fiddly. Once you put that top gold clip in, you can replace the camera just top first, push down and clip onto the board. At this point you can fold the charge port back over, make sure you locate it first, like so, before smoothing down towards the base of the phone. And then the charge port cover. You can then slide the SIM card back into the side. Next, if you want to put the Wi-Fi cover back in, line it up first and then just replace the screw. Once you're at this point, you can take the screen ribbon cover, click it down into place like so, and start replacing the top screws. Next, if you want to take the battery, locate it at the top first and just be careful that the ribbon is lower than the circuit board. Then you want to take your aerial connector and line it up with the hole. Once you're happy it's in position, simply bend the battery over and click into place and replace the screws. And lastly, line up the case a few mil above the chassis of the phone, slide down towards the bottom and replace the 2 pentalobe screws. If you did want a professional to undergo the repair, or if you're interested in buying the tools, it's all on the link in the description below. And there you have it, new lock ribbon in an iPhone 4S.